Is this good? All right, like this. Hey, class, students, welcome back. Hope everybody's doing well. I just wanted to reach out to you guys, no matter where you are. Again, this material that I'm going to be posting is going to be very supplementary, not meant to hurt anyone's grade, but also acknowledge those things that I talk a lot about, especially in the beginning of the year, about how the act of reading can be a way for us to escape. That's why I start with the James Baldwin quote, how writing and creating things, which I'll be posting later on next week, can be a type of therapy or a way to kind of work through what we're dealing with in this especially painful time. So look at it as that, before grades and anything else, I think that my work and the work that we create together is to help us become better people, or at least that's what an English class should be. So today I'm going to show you some of that. All right, so I don't know about you guys, but my reading stamina has suffered a ton since the quarantine. And I'm a reader. I love reading, and it's typically the one activity that kind of helps my brain calm down, quiet down, and stop rushing. But I don't know. I think it's something to do with how fast all this news broke, how bad all this news is. Just hearing terrible things over and over again on every screen that I look at. And we were losing a little bit of that ability to just slow down. So I think reading is a very awesome way to kind of help our brain quiet down and maybe just escape to a place that isn't our situation right now. So our reading log is a really great way to kind of help us stay accountable in that. Now, this should look really familiar, but I went ahead and made a document for the remaining 4 weeks of class. What you will want to do when you get your blank copy is go right up here to File, make a copy, and then you're going to go ahead and title it something else. So probably not copy of Mr. C's reading log, but probably something like your name. And then you will want to share with me, ideally, so that I could keep tabs on how you're doing with your reading. And if you need a conference with me to make up some reading standard credit, you could absolutely do that when we have our conference. But to start with, same as before, you're going to set your goal by reading for 10 minutes, setting your own timer, and then you're going to multiply that number. So in my case, I read 4 pages in 10 minutes. 4 times 17 is 68 pages. That way, I'm ensuring that I'm reading about 170 minutes a week, which is what is expected for most high school kids if they're going to be ready for college. And just to wrap up, I just wanted to reiterate, this is not meant to be a source of stress for you guys. Again, reading can be a tool, and a really fantastic one at that, for just stepping out of our everyday, stepping out of our situation, stepping out of the same routines that we're in, and stepping into somebody else's shoes, a different life, a different place. That's why I wanted to end today with a book talk about my most current book that you probably saw on my reading log, and that's Homegoing by Ya Gyasi. This book is actually, it's really hard to think about how she wrote this, because what it does is it basically tells the story of 2 sisters. So both of them grew up in the same village in Africa way back when, but then their lives kind of split in that one stays in the village and gets married off to somebody in there. The other one gets married off to a British soldier. And so while the sister that stays ends up becoming a part in the transatlantic slave trade, the other one has a totally different life. And it kind of drags you through every descendant in each family, and you start to see how different, even though they started out as sisters, their kids and their kids and their kids, how different the 2 timelines end up turning out. It's actually really hard to keep track of all the characters in this book. And so what she does is she wrote this little family tree to kind of help you keep track. And even though every story is so heartfelt, and it kind of drags you through these crazy circumstances and situations that they're in, you still find yourself really rooting and wanting to see that one person that you're following be okay. But what I'm finding out so far is that they're not okay, and it's pretty heart wrenching. It's a pretty tough read in that it's just really scary, dark stuff. But it's written very well, and the characters are super believable and awesome. So if you're interested in it, grab your library card right here. Libraries should be open soon. Fingers crossed, you guys will be able to access all the books you want. Hopefully, you got books at home. Maybe you're still buying stuff on Amazon. I also know too, if you have a library card, a lot of libraries are allowing you to access ebooks for free. So that means you could read them on your tablet, your Chromebook, your phone. And in this weird case that we're in where it's probably best to stay home, I am allowing you guys to read ebooks as long as they're published and not something like fan fiction. Again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay safe, stay home, and reach out if you need anything.